not seeing anything. Hello everybody, can you see? Are we live? Is it working? Yes, we're on. Good. Hello, good evening. You're going to hear adverts now because I've just swapped in, having seen that everything had gone to hell in a handcart. So you're about to hear the adverts that I hear played on our live stream channel. Isn't that delightful? Wonderful stuff. We're just actually going to fill in a little bit of time and then I shall play the titles. Oh, sod it, you'll all see the titles. Here comes the titles. This, by the way, is Keith. I'm Dave. This is the Haze Hour. Yes, indeed, here we are, live and languorous, ready to do the Haze Hour here on Vapor Trails. And if I'm all over the place, I'll be all over my place because my head is spinning.
Oh.
We had the rehearsal for the wedding last night.
Yes.
And they will, the vicar will, I did, and I believe Jill's already has. I don't know, I'm completely lost with the whole thing now. The nerves have hit.
Have they really?
They have. They have.
Well, you're hiding them very well.
I'm doing my best. I blame the cider.
Right.
That seems to work for me. Now, we've got some stuff to cover tonight. I'm going to be plugging VapeFest every 20 seconds. Go to VapeFest. Plug. That was the plug. I got a bit of a panic knock at the door earlier on today. And I went to the door, and who was there? Keith.
Yes.
And he's, "Me Buzz Pro's broken." And I said, "Hang on a minute, what do you mean, my Buzz Pro?"
Yeah, it's still sensitive with you, that, isn't it?
Oh, man, I tell you,
Yeah,
it's not
no.
sitting well. It's not sitting well anyway. So I says, right, we'll have a look at that tonight. We'll sort it all out. He says, it's all right, I've got something else to use. Oh, that was fine. It wasn't working. So we're going to be having a little bit natter about that. And I've had some more thoughts on the HH357, both the long and the short of it, as it were. And as luck would have it, I can see that there's much scurry going on in chat and indeed via Skype now about the brand new UFS, which apparently is going on sale tonight. Why they always put them on sale while I'm broadcasting, I do not know.
Right.
So I've had a quick skeek at it, and I'll fill you in on what it is. But I think it's 12 quid more than the last one was. But once the show's finished, I'm going to go and order one because I need another one. And then we've got this. I've been to Tesco. And we're going to back to back it with another one as well. And so there's all of that and much, much more. And I'm going to do my best. What? Say for ecigs concentrate. What are you concentrating on? 86.99. Yeah, that's not a bad price. What are you concentrating on, Daz? If you he says he's concentrating. I've got no idea what he's concentrating on. He's concentrating on something. So tonight I'm gonna do a kitchen show. A kitchen show. It's where we go in and we've got now prepared.
Right.
And then end up doing an amazingly brilliant show.
Right.
That's what Dave Kitson does.
Right.
So where shall we? Well, let's start with this Buzz Pro of yours, then, Keith. What was the crack?
Which, you know, I'm quite taken with.
Yeah, I've noticed.
With the viewers' support, of course.
Yes.
They've allowed me to keep this.
Yeah.
Up to now.
They have.
And every night I religiously charge the batteries. And, you know, get another good day's smoke out of it in the house.
Uh-huh.
Well, I charged the batteries, it would be last night, and put them back in this morning, and it wouldn't work.
Uh-huh.
Now, you know, my technical expertise, I thought, well, maybe the batteries are past their useful life, and that was maybe the reason why it wasn't working. So, as I was going out today, I knocked at the door, as you have said, and said, look, it's not working.
That's exactly
And
what he said.
You said, bring it along tonight and we'll have a look at it.
Indeed. Which is exactly what he did. But what you brought didn't have that one on the top at all, did it?
It didn't.
No. What he brought had this bud that you have been using for how long?
Well, it's obviously several weeks now since you gave me this. 3-4 weeks, maybe?
Sorry, the word is loaned.
Sorry, loaned. I beg your pardon, loaned. Yes.
We'll have less to give.
Yes.
I know I've got a white beard and the white locks, but I'm not Santa yet. No, yes, it's at least 3, possibly 4 weeks, and I'm sure there'll be somebody in chat that'll remember how long it is. But
Yeah,
I think
it
it's
must
got
be
to
about
be,
that time.
it's got to be
yes.
knocking on 4 weeks. And so Keith brought it in, and he says, there it is, it's bunkered. So I thought, right, I better have a look at it. So I grabbed hold of it, and you know how you do, lads and lasses. First thing you do is grab it, press the button, and give it a torque. And to be honest, I needed to go looking for a bread poultice.
Yes, for the back
Because
of your
it's
neck.
to put it on the back of my neck to get a draw. Because it's as tight as a. How do I put this? I was gonna mention a nun, but I won't. It's as tight as a fish's. No, I can't use that either.
No.
It's as tight as a very tight thing.
Yes, it's
Yes.
a drum skin. Yeah.
Right. It's just basically the bud after all that length of time has just clogged. And Keith's first question was, how do I clean it? Shall I show you how? Like that.
Yes.
Chuck it away and you put on a new one. This is a 3 ohm from Daz at ecigs, who's concentrating on something, I know not what. No doubt he'll tell us. Wants turning up a bit. Yes, that's very nice, that,
Fine.
Keith. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
lovely, lovely.
Fine.
It's,
Hey. What? Oh, come on. Thank you. I was just enjoying it again when you did that. Yeah, well, yes, I didn't realise that was a unit and needed to be renewed periodically.
Did you think it and the Buzz Pro went together? You see, go on.
Yeah,
How did you think it worked?
I'll be honest, I did. I thought that was just part of it.
Ah, right. I must not have explained that very well when we put it together in the first place then.
Well, no, that's how I initially tried it. That's how it was when you gave it to me to take away for that first week to try it.
Right.
And it just continued ever since. I thought, well, that is it. That's the gear.
So really you've only experienced the Buzz Pro with a bud on?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I might have to give you some other kit to use on it then.
Oh, right. Well, yes.
See how you get on with that.
But, yeah, so I understand these are sort of relatively cheap to...
£2.25 I think each, but they come in packs of 2 and I think is £4.50, and I'm sure Daz at ecigs. What's that? Does Keith need more buds? Bless him. Yeah, well, he's not going through them very quick.
Well, you can't complain at that, can
4
you?
weeks.
It must be 4. Get it. I should make a note of these dates.
I'm going to try and do the maths.
Yes.
4 weeks. It's 55 pence a week. What's that a day? 7 pence, 8 pence a
Yes,
day.
8 pence a day.
8 pence a day.
Yes.
Dear lordy lordy.
Yes.
And you're happy as Larry with that, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's alright, isn't it?
Well, you see, I know next time.
Aye.
Just put another one of these.
Do you see in that chat on there? You see where it says safe ecigs?
Yes.
Oh, hang on.
Oh,
It's
where?
£4.50 with discount. It's £4. Do you know how to use the internet?
Yes.
You
Well,
do?
my wife does.
Okay. Has she got a credit card?
She has mine. Yes.
Ah, you see, that's
yeah.
dangerous. That's dangerous.
Well, we can just order. Well, you see, as I've got it temporarily, but yes, I could still order a couple of spares, couldn't I?
Ah, it might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Couple of 2.3 ohms,
Yeah.
something like that. I think your flatteries are bad as well.
Pardon?
Your batteries.
Are they?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll be
Do you know
charging them.
Do you know how I know?
No, I don't.
Well, when you press the button, there's a little light inside there, and it should go bright blue, and it's slightly purple, which means that the batteries are on their way down.
Right.
So I'll take those out. I'll put these over here,
Right.
out the way, and I'll stick in, ooh, lordy lord, a couple of IMRs.
Right. So what's the difference between those and the batteries you've taken out? Are they
About
more powerful
about
ones?
£6.
All right. Right.
Yes, these IMRs have a tendency to hold their voltage a little bit better. And there you go, much better. Yeah,
Very nice.
little bit more punch.
Very, very nice.
Little bit more punch.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's right.
I blame the chat.
Well,
you know. I blame that lot that's in the chat. I've all these people that are watching it live, and they just keep on saying, "Oh, go on, Dave, let him have it."
Well, you know, I only hope one day I can do them a favour, because you can tell there's just that slight resentment that it went my way, you know, that they wanted me
What,
to...
from me?
You know, that...
No, not in any way, shape or form. Tell you what, you can't. I tell you what. November the 12th. What are you doing November the 12th?
Haven't got me diary. What day is that?
Saturday. It's the Saturday after bonfire night, because that's on the 5th.
Right. Is it really?
Yes. This year.
Off the top of my head, I don't know, but why?
Well, because we've got a knees up. North East Electronic Smokers. Knees up.
Right.
Knees up.
Yes.
At the OK Diner on the A19. It's all confirmed up. If you're up in the North East, it's dead central for everybody. Cat's going to be there. Sav's going to be there. King Tut is going to be there. Damned autocorrect. I shall be there. And
Right.
it would be great if you were there.
Right.
I think Rusty's going to be there. And here's the clever part, kids eat free.
Kids eat free.
Aye, at the OK Diner on the A19.
But I don't have any kids.
Well, it doesn't apply to you,
well,
but
no,
it might to other people.
Oh, right, yes.
But that, so
Kids
there
eat
you are.
right.
If you want to pay it back to the people in chat that have graced you with your Buzz Pro for the moment, then come on down.
Right,
You
well,
can sign a few autographs.
right. Sign a few autographs. I'll need to check on that. But
Indeed.
yes.
Absolutely, indeed. So, aside from this mad panic when the bud decided to get clogged up after 4 weeks,
Yes.
how's the, what have you been using mostly?
Back to this. Now, I wanted to ask you something about this, because, as you know, I take this out with me, and, you know, it's... I've always liked that, as you well know.
We should say that it is
The Tornado of
it's the Tornado with a mega DCC on it, 1.50 mega DCC on it.
Now, you showed me how to fill this.
I did.
And what I think I remember you saying was that you drip the juice into there,
Yes.
and you allow it maybe to go a little over the
Drip it in a bit at a time and wait until it pools on the top.
That's right, and then the pooling disappears.
Yes, and you keep on going until the pooling doesn't just quite.
And I keep it standing
upright
for a quarter of an hour or so. Yes. Right, well, the last time I did that, the stuff, it was standing in a pool of juice. And I didn't think I'd overfilled it.
How much did you put in?
Half a dozen drops, maybe.
Oh, it's gone straight through. I think that probably means that the filler in your Mega DCC is at the end of its useful life.
Right.
Now, the coils in it will be fine.
Right.
But the filler has gone past the stage of being spongy.
You see, I'm naive enough to think, well, I don't think, that you just assume that these things are permanent, if you know what I mean, when clearly they're not.
No, they're disposable.
So are you saying that the material inside needs replacing?
No.
Right.
What I'm saying is...
the whole thing needs replacing. Right.
Chuck that away as well. If it's got to that stage, stop messing about. It's £3. How long have you had out of that?
Over that period, that must be 5 or 6 weeks.
Well, I'm sorry, and if this is going to upset anybody out there, I'm sorry as well if it's going to upset you. But if you've had 5 or 6 weeks out of a DCC that's cost you, if it's cost you if it's cost you a tenner, and you've had 5 or 6 weeks out of it, chuck the bloody thing away and get a new one out.
Right.
Because they're cheap as chips. What do you want in that?
But you see, I don't mind. Whatever you...
whatever I've got handy.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You see... I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, that's all right. I blame chat. They've created a monster.
You see, I automatically thought it was something I'd done.
No.
That for some reason, I'd overfilled it. But that's right.
No.
You see, you live and learn, don't you?
There comes a point with these things when they either require substantial quantities of faff.
Yes.
Or chucked.
Yes.
Now, it depends on your bent. If you're into faff, apparently you can stick those things into the freezer and that rejuvenates the polyfill inside. You freeze them.
Right.
Right? And then take them out and let them thaw out. This apparently rejuvenates them. And it may do. On the other hand, of course, there's 4 fingers and a thumb. I don't know. It might not. But, you know, if you can be bothered to clart about with something like that, by all means do it. Now, I'm not going to count, I'm just going to pour. And put my finger over the bottom nozzle. That's 1 mil.
Right.
And it's soaking in. It'll take its own sweet time. RY6,
Well, you see there, you know, in a few minutes I've learned a couple of things, haven't I? Firstly, about that.
Yes.
I just assumed that, you know, that was it. You just kept filling it and away it worked. And in the same way with that, I thought I'd overfilled it.
Well, to be honest, I mean, when I first got started with these things, what seems like a millennium ago now, the promise on all of or a lot of the websites was that an atomizer would last you a year.
Yes.
And that a naff little battery, smaller than that 10 motives one, would last you all day.
Yes.
And that, you know those nasty little cartridges that were with your 901?
Yes.
That was worth 30 fags.
Right.
And patently, that's all rubbish. None of those things are true. And they're no more true now than they were then.
See,
That's
remember,
4
I
mils
bought
in.
spare atomizers for that.
Yes,
I've had that several months now, and I think I've only used had to put one new atomizer in it.
Yes, one did go.
Yes.
One did go. As they do. Now all I'm doing, I've got this where people can't see, but all I'm doing is just keeping it on its side. I'll put it in front of my face and rotating it around so that the juice dribbles down. As you can see, it shouldn't be dribbling down the centre hole, it'll just be dribbling down the... I could, if I wanted to, and I might do, get me little progger out. Have you got a progger?
No. So you're saying it shouldn't go into the centre hole?
Oh, it will do. Doesn't matter what you do, it'll
Right.
go into the centre hole. But I'm just progging it so it gets all the way down to the bottom. Now, Kat's got the ideal thing for this. She has those spiky chops things that have come from... forgotten the name of the guy now. I'm sure she'll mention it, or she'll type it into somewhere for me. And she pokes that down the side of the DCCs, and everything just works nicely. But I've just given it a good prod. It's had 4 mils in, and I've managed to squirt it all over the place. So we'll stick the mouthpiece in, and it should be ready to go.
Oh, well, thank you for that.
It's all right. You do realise people are queuing up to come and co-host on this show now?
Have you?
Yeah. Can I be Keith and get freebies is what I get. I get
Keith?
emails left, right and centre.
What? Oh,
Can I be Keith and get a free Buzz Pro?
No, but this is on loan, as you quite rightly and
It is
correctly say.
till the Infinity Pro comes.
Oh, and that's the smaller version.
That's the slimmer one, yes.
Right. Oh, yes.
Oh my God, the hit off that is gorgeous.
So what did you put in that?
RY6.
Right. Right, I'll try that.
That's like RY5 but one better.
One
or
better.
RY High 5 but one better. So that's the RY6 and it tastes really nice in those. I've been using a lot of that. And I tell you what we'll do. While we're trying stuff, do you fancy having a blast of this 10 motives?
Yes, I
In
have
that
been
case,
curious.
in that case, we shall have a sting and then we'll look at the 10 motives from Tesco. Aye. So I'll let you sit and chuff on it for a while because I've had a few blars
Right.
myself. And I'll tell you the story. I don't know whether you saw the video that I shot donkeys ages ago when I went through to the Durham branch, the big super duper Tesco at Durham. And I'd been hunting about all over the place, and I'd had reports that Tesco had them on the pharmacy counter, and I'd had reports that Tesco had them on the tobacco counter, and I'd even had reports that Tesco had them on both the pharmacy and tobacco counter together.
Right.
But they had them out. Anyway, I went to Tesco, as you do.
So could I just interrupt that? Where had you heard that?
Oh, all over the place. Well, Kat told me that the Tesco up in North Tyneside had them on both.
Right.
That's right hand, meet left hand. Weren't talking to each other, obviously.
Right.
But one was the 10 motives and the other was the Nicolites. And then in the forums, which I know you're not a forum denizen, they were saying that further down south they had the Nicolites on the farmer counter and nothing on the fag counter. And it was just like, it seemed to vary from store to store. But they had said that by September they'd have them in all of the stores that had a pharmacy. That was going to be the golden rule, apparently. Anyway, I toddled off through to Durham and went into Tesco and went to the pharmacy counter.
Yes.
None. None to be seen. Didn't have any. I asked and got, no, what have they?
Right.
Right. We've got, and then she showed us all of the stop smoking stuff. I said, no, it's not what I want. I want an e-cig, an electronic cigarette. No, we don't have those. Right, fine. Didn't point me towards the tobacconist counter.
Well, they wouldn't in the pharmacy.
Well, she didn't. No.
Right.
Very pretty girl, obviously thick as 2 short planks.
Right.
Or not a salesperson. So I thought, right, went down to the fag counter, and at the fag counter, what they had was leaflets.
Right.
They had one of those little doodahs with leaflets in.
Right.
but not a 10 motives e-cig to be seen anywhere. Not anywhere.
Right.
Right.
So you then went to fruit and vegetables.
I didn't know where to go after that. So I thought, right, okay. So I approached the bench, as you do.
Customer service.
No, the tobacco counter.
Oh,
I had
right,
the leaflet
right.
there for them, so I approached the
Right.
tobacco counter and I said to the lady, she says, can I help you? What would you like? I says, I want one of them. She says, what, a leaflet? I said, no, the e-cig. Have you got any? Oh, yes, she says. We've got them. I says, where are they? She says, in this drawer. So she goes to you've got this great display of every fag known to man.
Yeah.
And then in this drawer at the bottom, she opens it up, and there must have been 100 of those things.
Are they packaged?
Yes, they're in that is the
Oh,
packaging. That there is the packaging. It says 10 motives on it. There you go. Comes in one. It's a one piece. So she's raking round, like I say, must have been 100 of them, 50 or 100, loads of them. Gets his one out. She says, there you go, and takes me. How much was it? It was either £6 or £7. I can't remember how much it was now, off the top of my head. And I thought, right, fine. And just like, but why the hell I haven't got? I said, why haven't you got them out? She says, I don't know. So if anybody from 10 Motives is watching, and I sincerely hope somebody is, need to get them told. Just a little display thing with the leaflets, nothing there for anybody to see and get hold of and get.
All this raises dozens of questions, doesn't it?
Fire them off.
Well, the first one, right, in some stores, perhaps, they're on the pharmacy counter. Now, if they're on the pharmacy counter, that implies a recognition on behalf of the pharmaceutical industry that these things are a safe smoking alternative, and perhaps they're classing them as some sort of, you know, nicotine replacement therapy product.
I'm going to disagree with you, and I'll tell you for why.
Right.
The ones that are on the pharmacy counters are from Nicolites.
Right.
And Nicolites want a marketing authorisation for their e-cigs as a quit aid.
Right.
10 Motives are selling them as a smoking alternative, not as a quit aid. So the 10 Motive ones are on the tobacco counter, and the Nicolites help you quit ones are on the pharmacy counter. Now this is good for us.
Yeah, I mean, presumably you've read what the packaging says.
Yes. But go on, read it.
100% legal to smoke anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Satisfies nicotine cravings wherever you may be. Contains no tar or cancerous toxins. No passive smoking. No ash or odours. Rechargeable versions are available. Lasts the equivalent of up to 30 normal cigarettes, and then of course on the back
It's all the bluff.
you've got the 10.
Yeah, the 10
motives.
actual motives for using them. Whether it's going to last 30 or what, I don't know. But you were more recently a tobacco user than I am. What do you make out of it? First thing I will say, because I don't know how well it comes across on the video, but the light on the end is blue. At least
Yes.
that is a step in the right
Yes.
direction. Otherwise, it looks like a normal tab on steroids. What do you reckon?
Quite
Tim?
pleasant, quite satisfying. If I compared it with the one that I used a few weeks ago, which
This
is
one?
that one,
Right, hang on. I'll put this one together. Because this is one that's fairly standard actually. It's sold by a lot of places.
yes.
But we shall name no names and there shall be no pack drill. I only hope this one's not menthol.
It glows red, of course.
Yes. Custard.
So that's the one I had before.
Yep. And that's the 10 motives.
a completely different flavour.
I cannot taste anything in either of them, really.
Really?
No. Getting very little in the way of flavour out of the 10 motives at all.
Oh, well, that to me is a better flavour than this one.
I tell you what, as I'm sure the viewers are aware, we can see ourselves on the monitor on the screen. Just get a look at that. I never thought I'd see the day.
What?
Well, it just looks like you got a fag.
Well, it do. Well, yes. But, right, you're saying that though... Well, the first thing to say is, in my view, this can be nothing but a positive thing.
Well, I think it's brilliant.
For e-cigarettes, because you can bet your boots that if Tesco are selling them, all the others will follow suit.
Asda,
Morrison's, Asda, Sainsbury's.
Your local co-op.
Exactly.
Good. With e-cigz.
Well, yeah, you know, they'll all want to be on the bandwagon,
Aye.
as they do with everything else, every other sort of sales initiative.
Let us pray.
They'll go in for it.
Let us pray. I would love to see all of the supermarkets and hypermarkets carrying those on both the pharmacy counter and the tobacco
Now
counter.
you remember when you gave me this one to try weeks ago, and then we had a debate on it.
Yes.
I'm a fairly light smoker in comparison with you.
8
I
stone
would
6.
suggest. Yeah, well, it didn't last me 24 hours.
Well, as I said to you before, I can't equate to time,
No.
because I mean, one of those buds will last you all day,
Yeah.
and it takes me
Yeah.
10 buds to
But
get
then,
through a
if
day.
you remember, we had over a couple of weeks a debate on how to market these and how cost would dictate
Yes.
people saying, "Oh, I'll have a go at one of those, you know, for 2 or 3 quid, and see if I take to it." And we talked about it being a possible marketing device, the fact that, you know, pubs might even be willing to market these, give them a bit of publicity, because people wouldn't want to commit themselves to maybe 40 or 50 quid for the proper kit.
Mm.
And I thought to myself at the time, what a good idea. Now, again, it's subjective, isn't it? When you talk about how long will one last, well, it is how long is a piece of string. If you're going to get a couple of days out of a 6 quid cigarette, if it is 6 quid, right, fine. But, as I said, my experience of this one, which I think at the time was selling for 4 or 5 quid,
4
quid,
cheaper now.
was less than 24 hours. I don't know.
Well, I tell you, I can, because when I couldn't get my hat on at this Tesco. It's huge. It's ginormous.
Oh, I know the one you mean.
Oh,
Yeah.
you'd get a couple of those new mega super duper aeroplanes in it. It's massive. You could very nigh land Concorde up the centre aisle. It's huge.
Yeah.
And I can well imagine that mummies and aunties will be taking the bairns Christmas shopping there. And if they've done the sensible thing and got these things out where they can be seen,
Yes.
and folks realise, hang on a minute, you know, they could be there saying, buy one of these for your dad if he's a smoker for Christmas and save his life. And the kiddly-winkies would be on them like a shot. Can I get one for me dad for Christmas?
Yeah.
Not a bad swap in some cases.
Put one in his stocking.
Yeah, make him limp. Yes, it would be.
well-
I mean, I can see a lot of them doing that. Getting. I mean, and if it's for somebody that that you're not sure they're going to take to it, it's a damn good proof of concept, and it's got a blue end, which is a good thing. It'd be better if it was all bonny colours, but
if the supermarkets are getting in on the act, it can do nothing but good.
Mm.
And I mean, if you sort of couple that with programs like this, the pub visits that
Cam
you've
Vip.
done, the main channel TV publicity it's had, the sort of semi-sympathetic soundings from government agencies.
Yes.
It all gels together, doesn't it?
It has. It's got to be good. Right, I tell you what, we're going to take a little break just around about now and play one or two trailers in, as you do, because colleagues have got shows through the rest of the week.
Right.
And obviously we would love people to watch them tomorrow night, for instance. Oh, is it? There's a point. He's on his way to VapourCon, so I'm not sure, but just in case.
Is this Dave K?
Hello, it's me again. Dave K. I think we're on. We're on.
Plenty of vapour.
It will make me no longer crave RY4.
We've got disappearing juice.
I'm Dave, the Happy Vapor.
Answers on a postcard, please.
On vaportrails.tv, 9 o'clock this coming Sunday. We'll see you there. Bye.
Good evening, everybody.
Hey up, are you alright?
Hi.
We'll be right there. Put a silly hat on.
I said, yes, I do. And good evening, one and all. Here we are with tonight's BT Talk.
I've quite a few questions coming in already.
Yes, going live in 3, 2, 1. Pardon me, please. Yes, indeed, what a feature-packed week we have here on vaportrails.tv. It is.
Yes.
All of those programmes and guest slots on a Sunday as well at 8 o'clock. There's all kinds of stuff coming up. We may have a Mr. Sutton on Sunday, I don't know. It depends. It all depends. We just don't know. So, having had that little lot, I'm going to leave the 10 motives and this other one aside for the time being and go to something that might be of interest to the more experienced user, shall we say, given that we've got this new UFS going on sale. Now, the UFS, for your benefit, Keith, is this bit on top of the GG
Right.
that holds 5 mils of juice, takes you 510, and that I just need to fill that twice a day.
Right.
You would fill it once a week.
Right. Yes.
And it's designed specifically for the GGTS. But if you buy one with a clear window, you're going to get a steel window. Although you'll get a steel one as well, so you can be both steel windowed and clear windowed. And as well as the ordinary top, you'll get the other top that allows you to make it shorter and longer. So it's a full kit, 12 quid more, full kit. I'm ordering one. But the thing about it is it's what I'm using in this one. And I have some video that will explain it.
Right.
Because I've got a new video camera, you know.
Oh, did you?
Well, apparently we've got something on Sunday.
Oh, right.
Yes,
Yes.
that's my excuse.
Right.
And I'm sticking to it.
Well, it's a good excuse.
I think it's one of the better ones.
It is. I can't think of a better one, actually,
No,
than your daughter's wedding.
My daughter's wedding. Good excuse. So have a look at this, because I've had a couple of. We had, as I said, we had the rehearsal last night.
Yes.
There's been shoe shop and suit fittings.
Sorry, I couldn't be there.
Oh,
Yes.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I sat down and played All Creatures Great and Small.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh.
And then I played the 2 hymns that I wanted them to use at the wedding.
All right. I think I know what those are.
Fight the good fight and rescue the perishing.
Yes.
Yes. Sat and played those. The vicar didn't say the funny side.
Did he not?
No. No. But, you know, such is life.
I wish I'd heard that.
Oh, it was good.
Well, it would be.
Just
yes.
what I didn't use my feet.
Did you not?
No, I
Just
looked
your
like
hands.
it's bloody complicated, that thing. Good luck with that, mate.
What thing?
Well, that organ up there, it's got 18 forward gears and 6 reverse. It's ridiculous. Anyway, yes, I needed some relaxation time this afternoon. And I thought, how better to relax than to sit in a nice armchair in the sunlight coming through the window and just chat to me friends. So this is what happened. I'm sat here in my front room with the bin men clattering about outside, and I just thought I would talk to you about the HH357, the standard length. Now, you may recall from last week's show that I was not greatly impressed by the longer length HH357. It was effectively a 306 in a tube and seemed underwhelming at its price, I think is the favourite way of saying it. So let's just take this on a little stage further and talk about the standard length 357. Again, just sat as a dripping atomizer, slightly underwhelming, it has to be said. But here's where it comes into its own. Even in profile, you will recognise that little beastie. That being a GGTS with a UFS on it. Now this, with the HH357 in, is a whole other kettle of fish. It's performing extremely nicely with almost zero faff. You simply put it in, organise your feed so that it's feeding the way you want it to, and then it just works. And how? Short draws, short hard draws, long languorous draws, doesn't make any difference. It's putting out clouds of vapour every time. Great gobbets of vapour. What you probably can't see in here is that I've got quite a little fug going because I've been sat messing about for quite a while. And as you can see, it's doing the job quite nicely. Again, the question is, how long will it last? That's the thing. How long will it last in there? Now, I'm going to say this. If it'll do 3 weeks at $22, that's 21 days. That's $1 a day if you're watching in the States, or 67 pence a day if you're watching in the UK. That's in this UFS. My experience with atomizers in the UFS is they tend to last longer before they start to wimp out. This is a 1.5 ohm, 1.5 ohm HH357 that's in here. I've got to say it wicks the juice extremely well. Probably better than anything else I've used in that, and again it's not obvious from the video, but I've not had to open the juice control very wide at all. To be honest, it does take a little bit of settling in, You've really got to get the juice going through it to fill up what they're referring to as a pump, which is in fact a great conglomeration of stainless steel wool that's holding onto the juice. Once you've got it primed and running, it's barely open, in fact, to keep the juice flowing at the right speed. It hasn't leaked, it hasn't dumped any juice. It's probably, I'm going to say this is the best atomizer I've had in the UFS, without a doubt. I can't wait for the kick to come through from Evolve to stick it in with this and see if it can be fine-tuned even better. But at the moment, this would be my atomizer of choice in the UFS. It is that nice, and it's very rarely you'll find me saying something like that. Let's put it like this. I'll keep your fingers crossed it's going to keep working until we get through this wedding at the weekend. But yes, if anybody's flogging HH357s at Vape Fest, I think I might be having some more of these. Not that I'm going. Gorgeous. You should know I nodded off shortly after that. I just got myself nicely relaxed. But yes, I was reading chat through that, and to be honest, I know, I do, I understand. 17 quid seems like an awful lot, but we were talking about this before the show, weren't we?
Yes.
And if I'm going to get 3 weeks out of that, and I'm pretty sure I will, or if I'm going to get 6 weeks out of it, which is possible, unlikely but possible, it works out at not an awful lot a day.
No, it doesn't.
And for the quality, for the flavour, the amount of vapour, the ease of use, because it is completely faff free. I mean, it's luscious. And with this new UFS, the long version will work in one of those.
Right.
Because you don't have to have the tip and everything
Yes.
on. You can use an ordinary drip tip on it if you want, on the new, pardon me, windy pops. Right. It's the side, you know.
Yes.
It's got nothing to do with the nerves. I think you said, look, it was the top end and not the bottom. Yes, you could use the long version. So yes, I do quite like those. I do quite like those.
Mm.
They're not the cheapest on the planet. And I'm not 100% convinced. Go on, have a blow. I'm not 100% convinced that at 17 quid they represent the best possible value for money. But then again, I'm not a cheap date. Give it a go.
You can always tell that's quality gear, isn't it? I mean,
Well, yes. I mean, it's not exactly in a cheap mod either, is it? Aye, aye. Visible vapour coming out of Keith.
Okay.
Doesn't often happen. And I'm not going to put this one out to chat. Sorry, you know that. It's not happening. No.
So that's what you'll be taking on Sunday?
I'm taking that and 2 Darwins.
Right.
And the Provari and my Gary Dibley 5-volt.
Yes,
That goes everywhere with me.
Yes.
That does.
Well, that's so discreet, isn't it, in some ways?
Well, yes. Somebody was looking at it the other day and she says, "Is that a detonator?"
Detonator.
Well, it's got a red light on it.
Yeah.
She says, "What is it? Is it a detonator or a walkie-talkie?" I says, "No, it's an e-cig. What's one of them? I'll show you." In truth, I mean, you know, to be fair, the dual coil atomizer on a decent device is working as well as the 357. It has to be said.
Well, as you know, I was impressed with that.
Oh, they're very, very nice, without any shadow of a doubt. And actually, when we're talking about variable voltage and what have you. You know, you were playing with the tornado booster,
Yes.
and you reckoned you couldn't see much of a difference between all the way to the left and all the way to the right on your Mega DCC.
Yes.
The one that's finally been hoid, that you'll pick up and put in the freezer, I'm sure.
I don't think so.
As luck would have it, the fluence came upon me, and I had a moment of lucidity in amongst the idiocy of this last week.
Right.
And I needed to play with the camera a little bit.
Right.
So I filmed some stuff about the tornado booster as well.
Right.
So we'll have a sting, and then we'll have a look at that. The tornado booster is intended to allow some level of variable voltage from a standard tornado battery. This is a freshly charged 1000 milliamp hour tech tornado battery. So let's see what it does just by itself. And we'll set the meter to 20 volts and press the button. 3.33, 3.34, 3.3.5 volts is roughly where we're at. So let's now put on the tornado booster and connect it up. What you're seeing on the display is just a buffer in the multimeter working its way out. Now, with our button turned all the way to the left, all the way to the right rather, we have 4.8-ish volts. If I now move that all the way to the left, so it's lowest voltage setting, we're looking at 3.3. Now, let's take an ordinary 510 atomizer and screw that in place. And let's see, all the way to the left, we're now at 2.5, 2.6 volts. All the way to the right, and at roughly 4 volts. Now that's a 2.3 ohm atomizer. So let's go for a 4.4 ohm atomizer. See what difference that makes. Screw that in place. All the way to the left. 2.5. All the way to the right. 3.7. And finally, the current Vogue, the dual coil cartomizer, 1.5 ohms. Now we press the button. 2.5, 2.6, and with the control set all the way to the right, its highest, 3.5, more or less. So what does that mean for you as a user? Well, what it really means is you're not going to see that much of a boost. Back to me. Aye. So that's why you didn't see much of a difference.
Yes.
With the tornado booster on and the 1.5 ohm Mega DCC, it's cutting not boosting.
Well,
Interesting.
very interesting.
That tornado booster is 50 quid.
Is it really?
It's 50 quid.
Bloody hell. Right.
If I had 50 quid to spend, I'd have 3 HH357s
Yes, I guess you probably would, yes.
for me 50 quid, I think. It kind of puts it into
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money for what it is, and as an introduction to variable voltage, I think it's I can't pronounce it. Matrix U said it's weak, and it is. It's not intended for anybody that's using low resistance stuff, not at all. It'll give you a bit of a boost up to around about 4 volts under load with a higher resolution atomizer, but in terms of the kind of run-of-the-mill 1.5, 1.8 and 2 ohm, it's not going to do anything for you.
I mean, that whole basic kit only cost me £40.
I know. That was with 2 batteries as well, wasn't
That's
it?
right. Oh, yes.
2 batteries,
Yeah.
2 atomizers,
Yeah.
2 cones
Yes.
and a charger.
Yes.
40 quid.
Yeah.
And then 50 quid for the... Like I say, if you use standard resistance atomizers, 3 ohms or above, then you will see a difference, and it will make a difference. If you're into low resistance, 2.3 or below, I can't honestly see that it's going to be of any value at all. And at 50 quid, you know what, when you're looking at something like the Buzz Pro, that's only 80,
Yes.
I think. If Abe was here, he would tell us, but I think it's around about 80 quid. And I know which I'd rather have of the two.
The Buzz Pro.
Oh, the Buzz Pro, yes. Can I have it? No, I thought not. No, I didn't think so. I didn't think so.
It's sad, really.
It is a bit, yes. I haven't cried yet.
It makes me feel pretty selfish.
Does it?
Yes.
Are you bothered though?
Well,
I can see by the look on your face you couldn't give a monkeys, could you?
well, no, but
No,
I realise it's loan.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Like I say, when the Infinity Pro comes through, and that's going to get sorted out next week. So in a couple of weeks' time, there should be an Infinity
I'll
Pro.
be fascinated to.
I can't wait to see
that.
you with it, because I think that'll get taken all over the place.
Yes.
And then, of course, once Vape Fest's out of the way, everybody is going to Vape Fest, aren't they? Go to Vape Fest. Then that'll be cool. Oh, I should also say, with regard to Vape Fest and with regard to what we were talking about last night on VT Talk, we're going to follow up last night's show next Wednesday night. We think Sam Munro will still be in office in one format or another. He's going to come on with another member of the standing committee, so they'll be available for you to ask your questions of the standing committee. There were a lot we didn't touch last night because it was kind of things going forward, maybe in a way that we needed to. We could have probably done a 2-hour show, but time was against us. Time's against me altogether this week. So next week that'll be on there, and that'll be cool. But also, I believe Sam did let me know earlier that the agenda for the AGM on Saturday has been published. I'm not entirely certain where, but it'll be on your forum, whichever forum your forum is. And there is a method of proxy voting there. So you've got time to get that sorted out if you can't make Vape Fest. I'll certainly be trying to do that. So that's for what's coming up next week. Now, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope those of you that go to Vape Fest thoroughly enjoy Vape Fest and have the time of your life. I'm only sorry that neither Keith nor I can be there with you, but trust me, the weekend's going to be hectic.
It is. Yes.
It's going to be hectic. And by this time on Sunday night, I'll be dancing like a dad at a wedding.
Yes.
Because I'll be a dad at a wedding, strangely enough. But time is against us, and so we have to go. And therefore, I'm going to try and make the credits work properly this time.
Right.
And we'll see what happens. So until We see you next on the Haze Hour, which will be a week tonight. Have a brilliant weekend. Have a wonderful Vape Fest. Enjoy yourselves. If there's anything new there that you see you think I ought to have a look at, get them to send it up and we'll get onto that. But from me and Keith, for the time being, thank you so much for watching. Say night, Keith.
Good night.
And we'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.